Or what happened when you first walked into the room?
When I walked into the room and I turned towards my right, I observed Mr. Conrad Murray giving chest compressions to Mr. Jackson.
Okay. So he had proceeded into the room in front of you.
Yes.
And evidently had gone over to where Michael Jackson was located.
Correct.
And was giving compressions.
Yes, sir.
Where was Mr. Jackson at this time?
He was in the bed, sir.
As reflected in People's 22, was he on a particular side of the bed?
He was. He was further to the furthest part of the bed.
Okay, so as you look at the bed in People's 22, he was on this far side of the bed?
Correct.
Okay. And was he laying his head in the pillow headboard area and his feet at the feet of the bed?
That is correct.
Okay. Describe for us what you personally observed during this time in the bedroom of Michael Jackson's condition.
I remember seeing him, and he was laying on his back. His head was...
I'm sorry, could we get the lights again, Your Honor? I apologize, but...
One moment, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So he was laying on the bed, which you described as the far side of the bed.
Correct. He was laying on his back with his hands extended out. And
You've indicated extended out to his side with the palms up?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I observed that his eyes were slightly open or open, and his mouth was open.
Okay. And was he looking straight up at the ceiling? Was he looking in one particular direction or the other?
His face was slightly towards the left.
Okay, and you say the left, that would be toward the foyer area, essentially.
Correct.
Okay. Now, as you came in and saw Conrad Murray giving compressions, or what you described as compressions, was he using one hand or two hands?
He was using one hand, sir.
Can you describe for the jury exactly what you saw with that one hand on the bed?
He had his hand with his palm open, and he was giving chest compressions in this manner.
Okay. And you've indicated you used your left hand. Is it your recollection it was Conrad Murray's left hand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you've indicated for the record while Michael was on the bed, Conrad Murray used his left hand and pushed down. At some point in time, did Conrad Murray indicate that he needed to get him to a hospital, or words to that effect?
Yes, sir.
When was that?
When I came into the room, he said, "Alberto, hurry! We have to get him to a hospital. We have to get an ambulance."
Okay. And after he said that, did Paris and Prince enter the room?
Yes. When he said that, I was walking towards the bed, and I was reaching for my phone in my pocket. And as I was doing that, Prince and Paris came behind me.
Okay. And did they actually enter the room as reflected in People's 22, or were they still in the foyer area, or where were they exactly, if you recall?
What I recall is that I was closer, coming into that area, and they were right behind me. And Paris screamed out, "Daddy."
When you heard Paris scream out, "Daddy," was she crying?
Yes, sir.
And was Michael laying on the bed, palms up, looking slightly to the left at that time?
Yes, he was.
Would he have been actually looking slightly toward Paris's location?
Yes, sir.
Did you at that time escort the children out or indicate to them to go out of the room?
Yes, sir. Dr. Conrad Murray said, "Hurt! Don't let them see their dad like this. Don't let them see their dad like this." And I proceeded to turn around to the children and kids, don't worry. We'll take care of it. Everything is going to be okay. And so I walked them out towards the landing area, towards the front door of the suite.
And at that point, did you ask Conrad Murray what had happened?
Yes, sir. When I returned back to the situation, I was approaching the room or the bed, and I asked Dr. Conrad Murray what happened, and he said he had a reaction. He had a bad reaction, and I was standing at that time at the foot of the bed.
At some point during this episode, is it fair to say this was all happening very quickly?
Yes, sir.